Hello and welcome to the videocast for Chew Valley School for Adobe Flash Professional CS5. This is going to be a slightly different video because I'm going to teach you one of the tools that you'll probably want to use a lot, but you need to keep in the back of your head when you're using it. Is this professional? Is what I'm doing looking good? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take an image, and I'm not going to take it from the sprite library there. I'm going to take it a bit further. I'm going to go into my own documents and my pictures, and I'm going to take a picture of the world there. Well, that's quite a nice one. So we're going to grab that and put it into Flash directly. I'm not going to put it into the library of Flash, into this bit, because you'll see as I drag it into the stage, because I'm going to use it straight away, there it is, it automatically puts it in the library as well. So I'd be cutting down my work rather than putting it into the library just to put it into the stage. If it's exactly where you want it to be, just chuck it in straight away. Don't do that with the animated GIFs, but if it's just a static image, so one that doesn't move and doesn't animate inside itself like a little movie clip, just drag it straight in. So we've got it there. That's my image of a world with some binary showing the different countries, and it's plugged into a keyboard, I guess symbolizing the internet and how it's changing the way that we work. Let's also then get another image. So I'm going to insert a keyframe, and delete. And I'm going to put another image in. So I've got one image over here, and then at frame 33 I want a different image to go in. And I've got to look for an image that doesn't have too many colours in. So ideally, yep, my Mr. Weber logo would be lovely. This is from a German television station, I think. It's not something I've created in my spare time. Here goes, honest. There's Mr. Weber, and there is the internet world and the way we're changing lives. So I want that picture to morph into that picture. Now I can do this two main ways. The first way that I show you is probably the easier way, but it doesn't look as good. Let's have a go at it. So if I go right click in between and do a shape tween, it's saying no, you cannot shape tween this because I don't know what this image is compared to this. I don't understand what they are. They're just graphics to me. So Flash can't pull it apart in the same way that it pulls away paintbrushes. Notice when you're painting something and then you select it afterwards, you can see tiny little pixels in there, little dots which have been selected. We don't get the same sort of thing with the image yet, we just get the dots around the outside. So we want to break into the image to get all the little dots. Let's try that. Let's go modify and let's break it apart. We've now got little dots, little white ones. I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen. If you can, brilliant. Try it yourself. If not, modify break apart, and each one of those little dots has now been broken. So if I go back to the first frame and let's try and select an individual one. Nope, not going to let me, are you? No, I've got it still selected there. We've broken it apart. Let's try breaking apart this side as well. Modify break apart. So we've got them both broken. Two images there, broken apart. If I right click in between now, it is letting me shape tween. So let's have a go at that. Let's shape tween it, and we can see it moves the image size. It shrinks it down and puts it into the size of Mr. Weber there. Let's go. Lovely. There's my logo. Let's leave the screen on a bit further so we can see it at the end. There it is. I've inserted just a frame up here rather than a keyframe. I've just run this for a bit further at the end so we can see the effect. That's one way of morphing one image into another. Doesn't really set the world on fire though. So let's go and undo a couple of those. So undo select frames, undo the clear frame selection, undo the motion tween, undo the selecting it, undo the changing the actual selection itself, and at some point you'll see the undo break apart for the first image. So you've seen the second one hopefully gone through. I'm just undoing a heck of a lot here. Undo, and hopefully coming soon, there it is, undo break apart. So I'm back to the original images that I had with the line around the outside. There you go, line around both of them. Instead, I'm going to insert, like I did when I was flipping around the rabbit, I'm going to insert a keyframe next to that one. And then at this point, I'm going to insert a keyframe next to that one. So I've got two together. You'll see the significance of that in about 2.5 minutes when I finish this presentation. So I've got two next to each other. Here goes. On the one on the inside, so imagine that's the outside, that's the inside, and then the same thing on this side, that's the inside, because it's inside, and that's on the outside, so it's pointing to nothing. Those two inside ones, we're going to do a little trick with them. We're going to modify bitmap, and we're going to trace the bitmap. Let's have a go. I'm going to trace it 250 color threshold. The difference will be how slow your animation will go in terms of the computer rendering. If you've got a very, very fast computer, which we don't at school, they don't have brilliant graphics cards, but if you do at home, set your rendering down to 100, 120, and it'll look absolutely lovely. At school, we're going to set it to 250 because we haven't got the best graphics cards in the world, we haven't got the best processors. It just makes it a lot more smooth. Let's go for that, 150, 250, and we've got a basic outline of the image that we originally had. It's a cartoon version of it. I'm going to do the same thing on this end bit here, modify the bitmap and trace it 250 times already selected, lovely, and there's a graphics, a vector image version, so not a bitmap, a vector image version of what I've just had. Now if I zoom into that, let's zoom 400%, you can see that I can zoom in as far as I want and there'll never be any little dotted pixels like there is here. Look, pixels all the way through. All bitmap images are made up of pixels, whereas vector images are not. I could zoom into that as much as I want, and I will never see pixels. I can go in as far, and that's the good thing about vector images. It's very, very useful. Let's go into fit to window again, and back to this one. That one's also a vector image. That one is it's a bitmap. Yeah, so we've got vector image, and the bitmaps on the outside. Let's go in between and let's shape tween them. And let's run this and let's see what this looks like with an extra frame at the end to say, yep, let's have a look. So we've gone from this image into that one. A lot better effect because it's actually, you can see it's pulling apart the different parts of that first image in a vector format, and it's making it into the logo of the Mr. Weber bit, and also some of the world is being pulled into the text. 100 times better, that shape tween. But remember, you've got to use it in professional circumstances. So I would consider, if I was doing it, I'd make this image a lot bigger. I'd have it the whole size of the screen, but make sure it's not too pixelated, so you have to resize it yourself. Do the same thing with this one, make it huge, Control and Enter, and then get it to go to a small thing. You'd have that at the end, perhaps. Have a go.